Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I'll just wait for a couple more seconds. People can settle down. Still serving. My name is Ali Kashoob. I'm the Senior Manager of Product Development from the Corporate Marketing team. Thank you for having me. And I know it's very difficult, to listen to someone after lunch. So I'm just bad luck, but bear with me. I won't take lots of time, inshallah. Talking about Untitled. Who doesn't know Untitled? I know we have lots of international visitors. By show of hands. Okay, interesting. Who landed today in Muscat or last night? I mean, you definitely have somebody roaming here, right? Okay. Which network did you get, sir? Which network you got? Network on your cell phone. That's actually good news. Okay. All right, I won't take you through Omantel, but Omantel is the largest telecommunication company in the Sultanate of Oman. We are quite large. We are well known in the local market. We are the best performing company in MSM. And I will not bother you about details, but we're quite large, actually. The key word that I've been listening throughout the day in the morning was sustainability. And I actually like the word sustainability because it's definitely one of the key pillars that SMEs has to pay attention to. And speaking about sustainability, we are actually trying to be sustainable. So we launched the first sustainability report. This is quite a milestone for Omantel. We care about environment, we care about society, and we care about the national economy. And this is why I'm here today, to talk about one of those initiatives that we have. We run lots of series of social initiatives to support the local market, SMEs like some of yourselves. And we also support our employees. Again, they tend to form their own, small companies as well. Putting this in perspective, just to show some numbers, because numbers don't lie, we create around $500 million worth of economic value. For a market like this, it's quite impressive. When we also distribute something around $1 billion worth of economic value distributed to our stakeholders, to the government, and the others. We have quite considerable number of operating expenses, but again, that mainly goes to the domestic market. We have payments to suppliers, totaling around 100 million. We pay our employees quite a lot, so I'm not one of them, by the way. But that again goes to the cycle of the economy. And we have direct payments to the government, TRA, Madame Nasha is here, she knows. And we continue to invest in our network. All of this basically goes to local suppliers as much as we can. However, as some of the interesting deliberation happened today, it's not actually enough, I would say. Or Omantel thinks it's not actually enough. So we started our own SME program, which I'm taking you through today. We're actually committed to the process of national building. These are the main ideas that came to us when we started talking about SMEs. And we want to focus on supporting SMEs. Of course, we have definitely products and services to do that, but those are like paid services. But we wanted another initiative. And this is a thought process that started way back in 2011. In 2012, we launched the first of its kind, I would say, Omantel Business Excellence SME Awards. It was quite impressive at the time because the concept was new. The Hasham Khat Symposium didn't even happen at that time. We had a pioneering idea to support SMEs. The objective behind it is quite simple. To celebrate performing SMEs. And I remember, thank you. I remember taking part of those discussions and we evaluated lots of people like, the CEL program from the great people of EMCO. We thought about, going to Intilaqa from Shell. We have lots of government entities themselves supporting SMEs. Everybody basically was contributing something. And our idea was to come up and fill a gap. And that gap was basically marketing. Celebrating the successful SMEs. I know a lot of people are talking about startups. That's a good, starting point. But we thought differently a little bit. We thought to celebrate the winners, the successful role models, as we call them, or the stars. So again, to celebrate them, the top performing, to create a greater awareness, of course, about the importance and development of SMEs in the country. And remember, this was back in 2011, 2012. So it was quite innovative at the time. Create a motivational environment where people can talk about the national social environment within the country to bring it to the service. This is one of the events. And encourage them to share their best practices and successful stories. Provide the opportunity for them to communicate, connect with top decision makers, support a culture of transparency, and I will tell you how basically we are doing that, corporate governance and best practices. So it was quite an ambitious quest, quite noble, good objectives. However, you have to back, you talk the talk, you have to walk the talk. So we started, doing a whole bunch of exercises, doing a lot of consulting services with great people like some of the people in the room. And then we started developing the categories. Back then, 2012, we had only 5. Again, the best practices comes from this fact. Best performing companies. And by saying best performing, we mean financially best performing. So you physically have to submit your audited financial statements. Again, the idea is not to celebrate everybody. We're again talking about the cream of the cream. And some of these people are quite actually impressive. If you take those people and present them to the market, other people will think, yeah, that's possible. What one can do, other man can do. So, best performing company, small. Best performing company, medium. After all, SMEs. Best new entrants. We didn't specify exactly at that stage, but we thought about whoever came to the market with a brilliant idea. Turnaround success story of the year. People who started, tripled down the middle of the way, and they got up again and did something marvelous. So they, actually deserve to be celebrated. Last but not least, and this is my favorite, the community contribution. We thought also to have at least one subjective category, where we just evaluate what they do for the local market and local communities. Back in 2014, we introduced a new one, Business Idea of the Year. Again, there are lots of great students who have great ideas. We want to encourage them. So it was an overall evolving process. Started somewhere, developed it, and we continue to develop. Again, putting up these programs is not as easy as it sounds. I summarized it in 20 or so slides, but it's such I won't say hell, but it's just so painful. Of course, there is logic when you start such an initiative. We have to find out a way where you can put all of this together. So we just simply said it's going to be within 3 categories, or 3 steps. Pre-registration. Pre-registration prerequisites are, you have to have partners with you. We partnered basically with OCCI, Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We partnered with Ernst & Young. No offense to the other, but they were just more reachable. And then we start building up the whole, thought process, the logic behind it. And again, this is with a very limited number of resources, literally 3 people doing all of this work. Then, of course, there's registration process, and that, takes its own path. And then we have the closing, and the judging, and the announcement, and the marketing campaign. So it was quite, immersive at that time. Again, walking the talk, we have to back it up by a very strong marketing campaign. And we actually did so throughout every channel that is available to us. Omantel is quite a big engine for marketing, so we spend a lot. Roadshows, press ads, radio, web banners, outdoors, social media lately. Within that period of time, you must have seen the logo. Who haven't seen the logo? International is not counted, so. Who haven't seen the logo? Okay, you are an outlier, so. Okay. Roadshows were basically physically going from an area to an area, and I actually did it myself for a couple of years. We have been driving like crazy from Nizwa to Sur, Salalah, all the way to the south, Suhar and Muscat. And we organize, actually a bigger event than this, where we invite people. We have a whole team in the background, calling them, emailing them, making sure that they attend. The timing usually change. It's either in the morning or the evening. People come to the room with expectations. We have even the registration team sitting outside registering them. And then we have an open dialogue. We tell them frankly and loudly that Omantel has put it up this initiative just to support you. There are no selling involved. There are no marketing involved. We don't even actually participate in the judging and selection. We outsource the whole of that to a third party, independent third party. And then you can basically register throughout a whole dedicated new website that has been put it up. Or you can go to any of our outlets, collect the form, fill it up, and submit the needed documentation. And as of many of the audit industry knows in the country, it's quite really hard to get these kind of statements. So we tend to loosen up a little bit on the conditions. As far as you have some proof of statements, financial performance, then we can actually accept your entries. Moving forward, after all of this application is done, we collect these forms, and they never go to Omantel at all. The website go directly to EY, where they do initial screening based on certain criteria they have. And finally, we finalize all the nominees to 3 main runners in each category. Sounds good. EY, then with the help and OCCI, nominate a judging panel. And usually these are one of the top, let's say, good names in the industry. So we have the chairman of OCCI, we have people like Mohsen Haidar Darwish, I mean, the big names that have no bias into the selection. And we round up these 15 nominees. We usually go and interview them, film the company, and we invite them here, actually. We had it twice here in Al-Bustan, in the big hall outside. So they come here with all their families and friends, and it's a huge setup, a gala dinner kind of thing. Glamorous, and we insist of inviting the top ministers. Minister of Commerce and Industry, lots of other supporting, related ministries, with a purpose, to create some sort of dialogue and to offer them the opportunity to connect and make network. This is how it looks like. This is the last one. We held it in Hayat. Big gala dinner. I actually had a video to show you the whole thing, but it actually didn't work, so just a bit. But it's so glamorous. It actually reflects that once you are under that spotlight, you actually made it toward the first step of growing from small to medium, and hopefully from medium to enterprise. We have our own CEO. We have the whole board of members coming to support the event. We have the panel personnel as well, high-level official, as we said. And of course, it won't be an event without media. So definitely we invite media. Everybody in media. This is a sample of the winners. And each one of them has, honestly, a wonderful story to tell. And they back it up with the good financial performance. The first gentleman on your left created an idea for recycling palm tree papers into a normal paper. The lady, she's impressive. She has a center for disabled children where she helps them. Some of them have, beauty shops, but professional beauty shops. The gentleman, hopefully, one of them will be here tomorrow to talk about his experience. He has a media company, and she has a consultancy. She's, I think, in the airport. Yeah, she has some contracts in the airport. Yeah, so you know them, Adil. Quite remarkable people. And again, thinking positively. By showing up these people to the service, I know there are lots of challenges everybody's going through, but there are also some good success stories. And this is what we are trying to see. Trying to inject a little bit of positivity into all of this, challenging environment. If they can do it, we can definitely do it. What do they get? The biggest question. And we always had this question whenever they walk up to the room within the road shows. How much? Omantel, lots of money. What's in it for us? So we started by not having the monetary prize, by the way. We wanted to tell them that it's not about money anymore. You are at the beginning of a successful, hopefully successful ride. We will help you get there. How? Recognition is one of them. So we actually distribute all of their names throughout internal communication within Omantel. We also, as we said, provide them with an opportunity to network with top decision makers. I can't forget that, but the first round of these awards, the winners immediately within the room, after leaving the room, they got contracts. Bank Muscat, thankfully, said, yeah, this guy, he does recycling, bring him to us tomorrow. And he got contracts. So they got immediate support from top decision makers. A comprehensive communication package from Omantel, market communication. This is what we do best. Immediately, we throw 100,000 SMSs free to them, so they can send to their customers and talk about their products. We give them a whole year worth of marketing campaigns and advertisements. We actually go to their hometowns and put up big billboards with their pictures on it. So they get recognition within their hometowns, so they have that pride, you know, I did it. And then they go even to the capital. We have their names, stories published in the big newspapers from time to time. And remember, this is a whole year program. Business magazines, we talk about them, we interview them in types of stories, and we do a full marketing support. Obviously, we give them services from Omantel, free internet, free smartphones, free mobiles, you name it. Last but not least, the money part, which actually we kept down because, you know, it's not about money. But they insisted actually throughout the years that, you know, we just also need some money too. Remember one of the guys that said, I need to put some ACs in my house, so give me some money. So this is it, basically. This is what they get. The biggest question, however, is what do we learn from all of this? Having done this for the last 3 years and so, and we are preparing actually the fourth one, which is coming towards the end of the year. It's a program that runs usually from end of September towards December, where we announce, quite large. But if you are an entity and you are thinking to support SMEs with such program, this is what we have learned, and we are here to share this kind of knowledge and lessons learned. Number one, you need to know your objective. Why you are doing it. Is it to fill a gap? Are you giving support to startups? What is the purpose? Our purpose was clear from day one after deliberation. We need to celebrate these stars. And we call them stars for obvious reasons. The audience, meaningfully the segment, startups, top, small, medium, you need to have a clear identification. We expanded the segments towards students now. So it's a huge segment. The way you talk to students, obviously, is not the same you talk to middle enterprises. Branding is quite important. That's why we have a whole standalone branding for it, because this is a keeper. It will go for a long time. Categories are quite important. People tend to ask, can you develop another category where we can fit in? It's quite a challenge, but you just need to have it logical. Partners. Nobody is big enough to do it all by himself. So we partner with government, we partner with companies like, you know, ENY and so, and we are open for partnerships actually. The duration is quite important. Some of the company asks us whether they can extend a little bit so I can go and get my statement audited. We give them a little bit of leverage. So within 3 months, yeah, it's a quarter of a year, so they can get it. Judging and selection is the one. You can't run a program and be the judge at the same time. You will definitely get somebody to say, yeah, but it was biased. No, you did it, you like this company because they have services with you. So we totally outsource this, totally. The panels are not from Omantel, they cannot be from Omantel. Partners, Ernst & Young, sorry. And we actually don't even know the names till the gala dinner itself. By the time they open up those envelopes, we come to know. And believe me on that, I'm serious, we don't even know. The award ceremony is quite important because, you know, being, you know, glamorous is also important for these people. They have to have that sense of pride. They're really happy when they see their pictures in the news. They actually feel appreciated. And from our experience, it was money well spent. People come sometimes and said, yeah, but you're doing all of these big events. You know, you could just have given us the money. It's not about the money. It's about bringing them to the center of the attention. You know, there is always this famous saying, people keep coming back to us and said, you know, you're just doing it for business. Not really. Although it stands true that, you know, catching them young, watching them grow is quite true. But we think that we are in this country together. As Omantel, we have a commitment to develop Oman, and we are in it together. Thank you. Can I leave, or, you know? Questions? Besides, Madam Najia.
Do you have any plans to have awards for young generation at the school level and at university level for ICT applications who will come with the best idea? You know, this youth forum is done internationally, but I wish to see it in Oman, that will create entrepreneurs. The thinking of the young is different from us.
You're right.
Okay? And also, if you have a competition on apps. Development of apps.
Great question. It's actually a great question. Honestly, as of today, no, but we do support lots of these initiatives. The Imaginary Cup students that went to the States for Microsoft competition was sponsored by Oman. The ITA initiatives that they do for the summer programs and the SAS program, we also tend to sponsor a lot. But to have a standalone program, definitely, the floor is open. But it comes with responsibility. So we either do it right, or we don't do it. As of today, we don't have a program standalone, but we do support them financially. We sponsor the students, sponsor the entities as well. But it's a great suggestion. You can definitely do it. Right, I'm off the hook. Thank you. Thank you so much.